I'll do it as much as it's unlocked. Let's see what stuff we have. Act 10 already. Already fought this once. Already completed. Not interested. Not interested right now. Jahoda is left. Okay, let's do Jahoda. Yeah, I know how Jahoda works. You don't have to tell me. Okay, whose buffs expire first?
Let's move! Controlled breathing. You're my target! I never... Flash attack! She wants it!
The night cometh. Close your eyes. Observe.
Okay.
Fear the dark.
Okay, I know plus. Yansan. Then Prince.
Sleep beckons.
Then Jahoda. Yeah, I wanted to end with Jahoda, that's why I did that weird rotation. I wanted to end with Jahoda, but I guess not. Prince is just too strong. Okay, that is done now. We should go to the Draconic quest.
Full throttle!
The end of our legacy.
Would you like to quickly go over the revised experience? About Durin's part, after receiving a strange fairy tale book, you and Paimon arrived at a wonderful world named land, whatever land, Lanka, Shimilanka, Mulanka, I guess. There you experienced an adventure with your companion. Eventually, you discovered that the world was created by the fairy tale writer Mage M. You also rescued a little dragon named Durin in that world. Mini Durin made friends with the promise to aid you as some point in future they should you need it. Oh, I already know this one.
Staring into my eyes.
Is ill advised. I can't promise what like what like I know you are a Kingdom Dynasty successor. Successor is the right word, right? Itham Nipi Arle Dynamic. Okay, yeah, let's put this into a hexagon circle. We want my razor. Where are you?
We're going to hunt.
Razor. Official, where are you? You
In the
are.
name of the princessin!
I guess we want uh, Chevirus
Armed and ready.
and Mavika, I guess.
Anytime, any place.
This is a strong team, isn't it? This has to be a strong team, isn't it? I don't have a good weapon for Razor, do I? Oh, I want Bennett here. Okay. Yep, I want my
Gonna
C6
be
Bennett here.
epic!
Now, Razor. What weapon do you have? The bell? Hell nah. I guess this. I guess this is my best bet. Fine, why not, right? Might as well ascend it. Let's कर लिए. गीजर ऑन कर दो ना. गीजर ऑन कर मेरे रूम का. Okay, I can just give him this, right? Fast equipped. What do you want? Gladiator. Why not use Arlecchino's pieces? Arlecchino is. You can just use Arlecchino's pieces. Or maybe Gilded is going to be best. I think I heard that Gilded was going to be the best. Gilded. Yep. Yes, you are using Alhatham's build now. And you just want electro damage instead here. Damage, no damage. You just want electro damage there. Crit rate, crit damage. I guess crit rate is more useful on you right now. Physical. I want electro, man. Okay. Now I just have to level up my razor. I need berries, don't I? To heal myself as well.
Laid bare. Game's up. Fun's over. Busted. No.
Oh no, man.
Rise with the sun. Overruled. Rev the engines.
Hey, razor. Can level you up once. Are you razor, my friend? Can ascend you once, my friend? Now I need these and these. Do I really want to ascend razor that high? I guess I can wheelchair razor here.
Anytime, any place.
Oh, I do need facial hair, don't I? I definitely need facial for
In
the
the name of
Hexerai
the
buff.
princessin.
This team is gonna be shit compared to my regular team, but whatever. I mean, I should give him the male flower. If I am going for an EM razor. I should get Dragon Spine, shouldn't I? Serpent Spine, I am sorry. I think it's called Serpent Spine. Oh, I have completed my daily commissions. That's cool. That's cool. Now I don't have enough. Wait a second. I do have some stuff that I can do. Right? Yes, I have some stuff. Where is it? I can do the boss once again. I think level 60 razor would be acceptable. Oh yeah. I can just put razor on this thing, can't I? Razor, where are you? Pretty far down.
We're going to hunt.
I want to help.
I guess I have to remove Kazuha for razor, man. What the hell?
You want me on your team?
Yeah.
Burn it down! Light up the blazing sun! Incinerate! Rev the engines!
Get out of here!
Adventure time!
If that should be enough for another upgrade. Now I have to go to Fulvindum for my berries. And
Full throttle!
up. Oh, there are some wolf stuff. Get around the bushes, okay. I have to look around the bushes.
Light it up.
For the bushes. Is something here? Nothing here. Now what?
Try and stop me.
More bushes somewhere? Any here? No, none here. Okay, any in these bushes? None. I don't see any here. So that's a different thing. Any in these bushes? None. Oh, some here, I guess. पानी गर्म हो गया? आया. Oh, there it is. My Nahita was using this. I need so many of these, it's not even funny. How many more do I need for you, Razor? Just two more, that's easy. Easy. Yeah, 1, 2. I'll collect more just in case. I think my Razor has to be level 70 in order to get the witch buffs. That's gonna be a pain.
Try and stop me.
Hey, that was nice. Let's do my Razor to level 60 for now. Now for level 70 I need a shit ton of stuff. I need these, and these. This I can create right now. I have enough of these, luckily. These two are gonna be a headache. These two are gonna be a big headache for my Razor. Oh, I got some pull out of that. That's lucky. Give me a Razor constellation, please. One Razor constellation coming up. Ah, it's a 3-star. Useless. That was annoying. Oh, I have to get my daily commissions in. If you're watching, say something in the
Rev
chat.
the engines.
Add Astra. Thank you for Add Astra.
Rise with the sun.
I need to create one of these, right? That is useful. Now what else do I have to create? Nothing really, right? I need more resin and more berries. I have to go to like my friend's world later. Okay, let's go do the quest for now. I guess I should go here.
Try and stop me!
Okay, this is sad. Give me a second, let me...
Exploration and trials. Adventuring is right up my alley.
Cool people and welcome. Hi to part 2 of the Durin pre-release, The Teams. As a quick reminder for those of you that didn't catch part 1 or that forbore, Durin is an off-field pyro damage dealer who can be played in 2 different modes. The first mode shreds resistances. The second mode increases reaction damage. His main source of damage is his burst, but he's not energy hungry. His burst applies his element every other hit, so he can trigger reaction every other hit, and it has pretty long duration. But that's the TLDW of the last video for the things that are very impactful to team building. So let us talk about teams. The very first team I want to talk about is carry Durin, and I want to make it clear for this video, there are some teams where Durin is the carry, where he is not on the dark mode. Right? So in this instance, when I say carry Durin, I'm talking about teams where he is the main source of damage of the team. Not necessarily just teams where he's in dark mode. So first, let's talk about on-field Vape Durin. I've talked about his charge attack being a pretty good one in the last video. To go into a little bit more detail about this, his charge attack it comes out pretty fast. It shares ICD with his normal attack, which means that if you spam N1C, right, one normal attack into one charge attack, same way like Hu Tao does, for example, you will generally vape about half of your normal attacks and half of your charge attacks. The power application is fairly fast, especially when paired with the power application from the burst. That means that generally, the slower sources of Hydro can struggle to keep Hydro Aura. This means, if you want to play Vape Durin on field, you generally have 3 main options. Option number 1, the most simple of them, is give him Xingqiu or even give him double Hydro. The biggest problem with that option is that generally, if you just give him Xingqiu, he doesn't have a good artifact set, and if you give him Xingqiu and Farina, he doesn't get Witch Resonance anymore. So things tend to not be ideal. Your second option is give him the things that he absolutely needs, or like really, really wants. And again, right, when you're talking about on-field Durin, we're talking about with C6 Bennett. So just give him Mona for the Witch Resonance, give him Farina for the set bonus, and just accept that if you do your charge attacks too fast, sometimes you'll lose some base. If that's something you're worried about, you can just do the charge attacks a bit slower, and you generally won't have a problem. You lose a bit of damage, but because the large majority of his damage is coming from his burst, not his normal and charge attacks, it's really not that big of a deal. That team is good. From what I've looked at, it's actually enough to make Durin arguably the second best pyro carry after Maoika. That being said, this is with Mona Constellations. Without Mona Constellations, it's a lot worse. It's also fairly reliant on having C6 Bennett, because otherwise, pretty much all of your normal and charge attack damage just disappears. But that's generally just going to be the case when you look at on-field Durin teams. As a general rule, I would not recommend doing on-field Durin if you don't have C6 Bennett. And your third option is to compromise. Instead of bringing so much Hydro that you will never lose
Instead
your
of
vape,
confining
or
themselves
not
to the
caring that much
heavens,
about losing
God
vape
should
here and
broaden
there,
their
and having your
horizons in the
application being
world
slower,
below.
like with just Farina as your off-field Hydro, you can compromise and bring Fischl plus another Hydro. There's a few upsides to that. Number 1, with the Fischl buffs, in an overvape team, she gives 45% and 180 EM to Durin, which is pretty nice. Number 2, while using Fischl weakens your Hydro Aura and reduces the amount of vaporizes that Durin can triggers. It doesn't reduce it to the point of being really bad. And more importantly, because of Fischl's Ascension 4 passive, anytime you trigger Vape, you'll also be triggering Overload because there's an Electro Shard Aura on the enemy, and that's gonna reapply Electro. Reapplying Electro is going to make it so that you never end up with a Pyro Aura on the enemy. Because if you then have another Electro hit, or another Pyro hit from Durin's burst hitting right after a normal attack or something, there'll be Electro, so it's just going to trigger Overload. Sure, it won't Vape, and you lose some damage because of that, but it won't apply Pyro, which means you won't lose your next Vape too. The problem is, if your other Hydro is Farina, you do end up with fairly slow Hydro, so you don't have that many Vapes. And at that point, Farina isn't actually much better than your other Hydros, and sometimes even worse, despite her providing you with a set bonus. Now, does that mean Farina is a fraud? Yes, it does, but that's okay. Anyways, on-field Vape Durin is, I'd say, going to be the best, or the second best Pyro carry after Maoika. If you don't have C6 Bennett, though, I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think he's going to be worse than the other good ones. If you have C4 Mona, I think that the best version of the team will be the Mona Farina one, but if you don't, I expect the Fischl Yelan or Fischl Singso to potentially be better. The biggest potential problem when it comes to team building for the on-field carry Durin teams is that he really wants Bennett, so if you have another character that really wants Bennett, you're a little cooked. That being said, if you have another character that really wants Bennett, you can just play off-field carry Durin. So next, let's talk about off-field Vape Durin, which is generally going to be Durin with Driver Mona. Now, all of Mona's buffs make her Omen duration last a lot longer, which is why she's good with Durin, but they also give her a little bit more value from being used on-field as a driver for off-field reaction carries like Durin can be. Bennett is so good that from what I've looked at, the on-field Durin teams are still slightly better, but if you don't have C6 Bennett, the off-field teams that use Mona aren't that much worse. As a general rule, those teams will be Mona, Durin, and then it's pretty flexible. You honestly kind of just go whatever you want. You can go Albedo Chilonen, you can go Fischl.
Imagine conducting every part of your research only on one platform. Meet Boreum, your AI-powered research companion. With 170 million papers, 140,000 journals, and millions of patents, Boreum gives you instant summaries, deep insights, and traceable references. From literature discovery to knowledge management, from exploring Scholar Galaxy to tracing their academic tree. Everything you need for research is in Boreum and ready to use. It's a new way of doing research where your ideas move faster than ever. Can you imagine it? Let Boreum make it real today.
Sucrose, like you can really fill out the rest of your team with kind of anything you want. I think there's a possibility for you to go hybrid between on-field and off-field, where you go with Mona and Bennett with Durin, kind of like the on-field Durin team, and rather than just on-fielding Durin, you quick swap between Mona and Durin, right? You swap to Mona, do N4, swap back to Durin, get the Bennett buff back, swap back to Mona. But I'm not sure exactly what sort of Bennett uptime is reasonable to assume on a team like that, so I'll have to test it.
Adventuring is right up my alley.
On-field Vape Durin and off-field Vape Durin are generally the only two teams where I would actually recommend playing Dark Durin. Pretty much all of the other teams we're going to be talking about are either dog shit or using the other mode for Durin, the white mode. So first, let's talk about the dog shit. Off-field Melt Durin. On-field Meldurin won't be that bad if you're doing like on-field Seatlali or something. But at that point, like it's not like on-fielding Seatlali does that much. You're just doing it for the app, I guess. And even then, you don't even need to on-field her for the app. Seatlali doesn't tend to be better than Mona in these teams, but if you don't have cons on Mona, Seatlali can be competitive. The biggest problem with the Seatlali teams is that Seatlali isn't enough app for you to get an upside from on-fielding Durin, but is enough app for you to also not get an upside from on-fielding Seatlali. So you don't have a character that cares about being on-field, and you don't get to capitalize on field time particularly well. You'll be able to do just a meld support core with Seatlali plus Durin with carries that are
Okay, I
either
am
cryo
back.
or
I
something
took a
else
little
that
bit of
doesn't
a break.
interact with cryo
Took
aura
a
in a
shower.
negative way, but it's not
A quick
something that's
little
all that
start.
impactful as far as what I've looked at so far. We're pretty
I
much
am
done
back
for
now.
the Dark Durin's portion of the video, and
Looks like
as
3
I'm
people
sure you can
stayed.
see from the timestamp,
That's
we're
lucky.
not anywhere close to half of
Now
the
let's
video.
just
But I want to make it clear
let's
that
actually
doesn't mean
continue.
that Dark Mode Durin is bad. Dark Mode Durin is still going to be arguably
We can
the second
continue
best
this
pyro carry in the game,
video
and
later when I have to go eat something. I will have to go eat something in a few hours.
Durin!
Did I? Yeah. Let's do this.
Traveler in Paimon? Huh. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't scare you.
Oh, no, you didn't scare us. Just gave us a little surprise. Looks like you've gotten even more powerful now.
I don't know. It just feels like it's gotten harder to control. I didn't mean to strike so hard. I'm so relieved you didn't get hurt.
It's all good. We've had worse.
Is the abyssal power inside you acting up?
Ah, no, don't worry about that. It's been very stable ever since I got this body. Albedo made sure of that. What you saw just now is something that only started happening recently. Maybe I'm still acclimating or something. I'm sure it'll clear up over time. Anyway, what brings you here? Did you need something?
Well,
The day that the writer and the watcher crossed paths was the day that the magic known as storytelling was born.
so, she asked us to come.
Miss Alice?
Oh, you too? I guess I really do need to work on my impression. Well, never mind that. It's been too long, Mini Durin. And please, that's Aunt Alice to you. I have brought you and the Traveler together here for a very important purpose. It has to do with your mom.
My mom?
You mean M?
Fairy tale author extraordinaire, Anya Marie Andersdaughter. See, I knew this would be right up your alley.
Anya
Now then,
Marie.
if you'll open the book, I will begin narrating.
Open the book. The day that the writer and the watcher crossed paths.
Whoa! What is this place? It reminds Paimon of Simulanka.
Yeah,
The two
Simulanka.
are indeed similar. Both worlds were built using the same magic after all.
Aha! So it is Alice!
Hello, Aunt Alice?
Oh, no need to be shy. Just think of me as one of your mother's dearest friends.
You keep talking about stories and magic. What's this all about? Simulanka 2.0 or something?
Certainly not. Simulanka was a peerless masterpiece. Without the original author, it would be impossible to create a sequel, even for me. But you are right about one thing. Just like last time, I want to show you a work of magic that has to do with storytelling.
What's this?
It's the book we saw.
This is your mother's dying wish?
My mother's dying wish was a book?
Let me answer that with a question. What do you suppose would be a writer's greatest regret? Have you ever read a book called The Little Witch and the Undying Fire?
I have, but I'm not sure who wrote it.
Oh, that's because it was the work of more than one person. It began as a little game at our tea parties. Each of us took turns writing the next part of the story. I wrote the first volume, then the other mages took their turns. Em was tasked with writing the final volume and tying everything up. But by the time everyone had finished writing their parts, Em had passed away. Oh, it was a terrible shame. A true tragedy. And that is the answer to my question. A writer's greatest regret is to leave a story unfinished.
That makes sense.
All is not lost. I couldn't stand the doom and gloom of it all, so I went ahead and wrote an ending myself on her behalf.
Then what's this book?
This is the answer your mother gave to the same question. In her eyes, this was her greatest regret. She made me promise that I would bring it to you because she believed the only person who could resolve this regret is you.
So my mother's greatest regret is another unfinished story?
You could say that.
And I guess resolving the regret means finishing the story?
Yup.
That's one way to put it.
Oh, is a straight answer too much to ask for?
Her answer was quite the opposite of what I'd expected. But oh, how touching it was. I'd love to tell you what she said, I really would. But that would spoil the plot, and we can't have that. Spoilers ruin everything.
Oh.
Fine, we'll make do with the breadcrumbs. It's hardly the first time we've struggled up along like this.
Just think of this task as giving a story a much-needed ending. All I ask is that you do your best.
I understand. But I only just started learning human script, and I don't have any writing experience at all.
Relax. Why else do you think your dear aunt went and found you two such wonderful helpers? With their experience, you'll have so many story ideas you won't know what to do with them. So don't be
that's
shy
why
to
we're
ask
here.
lots of questions.
Well, I'm happy to help.
Yeah. If it's to help Durin fulfill his mother's dying wish, then we're in.
Aunt Alice, could I ask, what kind of story was my mother hoping to write?
I had a feeling this might come up, but that answer isn't mine to give. You'll have to find it yourself, here inside this book.
Don't worry. We'll help you come up with loads of ideas. Yeah. Let's find a nice spot where we can settle in and read through this thing. We could even get some snacks, too.
Oh, the actual process might not be quite the walk in the park you're imagining, Paimon.
Why's that?
Because when Em created this book, she borrowed my magic. In other words, it's not a book you can just pick up and read. It's a magical book. Its chapters are scattered through memories of the past. Gather them all, and the book will show you its secrets.
So, where are we supposed to find these memories?
Em left a trail of clues for each unfinished chapter. Follow the hints, and you'll find them. Oh, and when it comes to adding to the story yourselves, you'll need to use this.
And this is...
This, my dear little Paimon, is the ink Em left behind. Infused with a little of my own magic, of course.
Okay.
If you're planning on writing something inside the book, you'll need it.
How very magical.
It's extremely precious, so be sure to use it sparingly. This is all that's left.
So we need to search for the memories and keep an eye on how much ink we're using.
It just had to be a wild goose chase, didn't it?
Perhaps it's just another form of storytelling. Em was ever so creative when it came to things like that. Just think of it as a little challenge your mom left behind. Who knows? There could even be a mysterious prize at the end of it all.
I don't care about that. this was my mother's dying wish. Whatever it takes, I'll find a way.
And we'll help you.
Yep. With the two of us by your side, you'll be just fine.
Okie dokie. That should be pretty much all you need to know. Oh, and once the story's complete, do let me have a little look-see, okay? I've read everything she ever wrote, so naturally, I can't miss this one.
How will you find? How will we find you?
Yeah. Most of the time, you're pretty hard to pin down.
Don't worry, I'll know when you're finished. Just wait for me to reach out. All right, off you go. I can't wait to hear how the story ends.
Was the day that the magic?
Oh, here we are again. Alice's magic really is incredible, huh?
Let's take a look in the book.
Alice mentioned we should be on the lookout for clues.
A corner of repose for countless tales, watched over by the honor of knights. A place for stories to sleep, perchance to dream of ancient cities and the epics of ages past. There, a witch once spent a sleepless night, and all to bring forth a story yet untold. Find the place I speak of, for it is where the seeds of this story lie.
Was that a riddle? Where do you think this mysterious place could be?
Give me a second, people. Huh? Damn, bro. Today my dad's really restless. He wants me to go to college, but there are no classes today. All I had to do is waste time there.
Hey, you might actually be onto something. Guess that means we need to head back to Mondstadt?
I had a feeling that's where we would be headed. After all, it's where my mother was from, and I bet it's where she wrote this story, too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Still, I feel bad about dragging the two of you along on such a long journey.
Don't worry about it. We don't really have much going on right now, so we're all yours. Come on.
Let's go.
Oh, you're dripping wet. That must be uncomfortable. Let's...
Yeah, let's Mavika have her weapon back. Razor, I'll upgrade your weapon. Give me a second. I can't craft any? That is sad. That is so sad.
take a break. I'll use my fire to dry you off. Full throttle!
Whoa! This is way too many books! Considering this library organizing job is classified as a premium commission, I'm on key mentally prepared, you know? But seeing it in person is something else.
Why, if it isn't Cutie and Paimon. What brings you back to Mondstadt?
Let me guess. You missed me so much you just had to come visit. Is that it?
You saw right through.
You've become quite the flatterer since we last saw each other, haven't you?
Found you! We were starting to think you weren't clocking in today.
Well, I wasn't planning to. But then, Catherine mentioned someone had finally accepted an important commission for the library. So I came to check on things. Might you both be here for that very commission by any chance? Ah, music to my ears. Now, as you can see, a certain anonymous benefactor has donated a large amount of books to us. Imagine my surprise when a glance down the book list revealed that each one would be an entirely new addition to our collection. There are books of all different kinds, including quite a few that are banned. Troublesome, I know. So this wasn't an odd job I could trust to just anyone. And sorting them myself? My, what a headache that would be. It would take ages. All that to say, I'm very relieved to see you here. I would treat you to some tea, of course, but looking at the state of this place, perhaps another time, yes?
Don't worry. Just leave the commission to us.
You're as sweet as ever, Paimon. Well then, good luck in here. I'll leave you to it.
Finally! We made it to the last stack! What even are some of these books? A Hilichurl's Guide to Running for Your Life? Do Hilichurls even read? Oh, and Basics of Whopper Flower Cultivation. Who'd grow one of those, anyway? And what's this one? The Little Witch's Dictionary? Huh. That title's kind of suspicious. And didn't we already sort this area? Did you notice it earlier?
Yoo-hoo! Looking for me?
Alice? How did you get in here?
You must not have noticed, Paimon. I wasn't the one who barged in at all. When you opened that dictionary, you entered a mage's domain.
What? Ugh! Paimon knew that book had issues.
Have you ever read the storybook, The Little Witch and the Undying Fire, by any chance?
First I've heard of it.
No matter. At least in name, this book was written as a dictionary for the other one. The actual contents of the two aren't related at all, though.
That explanation makes things even more confusing.
Oh dear. Where should I begin? You know the promise the Hexen Circle made to Varka at the Tripartite Conference, yes? Namely, that in Mondstadt's greatest time of need, the mages would return and lend their aid to the nation? Well, waiting around for danger to descend upon the land isn't exactly our style. Rather than a scenario where we jump in and save the day out of nowhere, it makes... Besides, who knows...
Wait. I want to...
Rather than a scenario where we jump in and save the day out of nowhere, it makes more sense to lay the groundwork over time. That's how M put it. Besides, who knows when such a crisis could occur? It could be in the next life, or even tomorrow. Preparation is crucial. So, I gathered the mages together to write this dictionary. Of course, it had to be under the guise of being related to that storybook. Otherwise, I would never have been able to get them in one place.
Sounds like a lot of work. So how do you factor in exactly?
Well, we looked into Barbie's scryglass and came up with a series of tasks tailor-made for the people of Mondstadt. They're all in this dictionary. Striving toward a common goal, overcoming obstacles alongside trusted companions, becoming better versions of ourselves. That is the best defense against what dangers could lie ahead.
Oh, you make it sound like something bad is actually about to happen.
Now, I never said that. But still, we are talking about trusted companions here, Paimon. And when we speak of a person who could be considered a friend to all in Mondstadt, I'm afraid the pool of options consists of but one.
I could have seen this coming.
Wait, the huge book donation? That was just an excuse to get us here, wasn't it? We had to spend ages sorting through them, you know.
Oh dear, I never could have imagined you would need to go to such trouble.
Uh-huh. Sure you didn't.
Well, this is an important book. I couldn't just bring it into Tavad without taking any precautions. Much better to hide it in plain sight, you see. That's why I donated all those other books to the library. Besides, it's not like this is a bad thing. Just think of it as an excuse to reunite with old friends. And as a favor to your dear Aunt Alice.
Okay. If the goal is to help the people of Mondstadt, then we're in. We'll take the dictionary. And the next time we run into our friends, we'll pass your tasks and stuff along, okay?
Wonderful. Then I'll let you get to it. Have fun!
I need level 70, man. I don't have resin, people. I need resin. I freaking need resin for this shit. My razor is not leveled up. Damn, bro. I really wanted to play Razor for some reason. Even though I don't even have his C6. My Razor is C1. As you can see, my Razor is shitty C1. Oh, new passives. Let's go. Okay, that's interesting. Invite character. Okay, I really want a C4 official, right? C4 official is what I want, right? C4, C5, C6. Where is my official baby? There you are. Constellation. Electro damage. Yeah, C4 is big. C4 and C6 are pretty big. Okay, I'm getting C4 special. Say congrats to me. Right. I could have gone for C2 Razor, but Razor C6 is where all of his power is. And I don't think I am gonna get a C6 Razor anytime soon. So I opted for the next best thing, which is C4 Official. C4 Official is actually kind of good and useful.
Try and stop me!
Back in the Mondstadt library, huh? Talk about a trip down memory lane.
It's been a while. It's been like 2 seconds. What are you talking about, Traveler? We were literally inside the man game. Games have some gaming logic, don't they?
So we're supposed to find the seeds of the story, right?
Well, we're in a library, so it's gotta be books, right? But seriously, there's so many here. How are we supposed to know which ones we need?
Making a racket in a library? You should know better than that.
Lisa! Oh, sorry about that.
Now, who do we have here? Ah, my golden-haired cutie. And my little horn cutie, too.
On cutie.
Sorry, Miss Lisa. I know you taught me to be quiet in the library, but Paimon was just trying to help. Please don't be too hard on her.
Well, it has been far too long since we saw each other, so I suppose I can let it slide just this once.
Oh, when did that happen?
Back when he first arrived here. Poor Jean wasn't sure what to do with him, so I stepped in to lend a hand. I figured, if I can handle a boy raised by wolves, then teaching one who's part dragon should be a walk in the park.
Nice! Sounds like Durin was welcomed with open arms.
Why, of course. Now, let's save the reminiscing for another time. I'm sure you're here for a reason. Did you need to borrow some books?
It's kind of hard to explain. Maybe you could take a look at this.
Oh? Ah, I see. These so-called seeds of the story must be the books that inspired its creation. That's just how it is with stories. They grow out of the tales that came before them. And that mage, I can almost picture her here, hundreds of years ago, scribbling away at one of these very desks.
But we don't know anything about this story. How are we supposed to figure out which books inspired it?
As it happens, just before I found you here, I was looking into something rather peculiar. One of the knights reported seeing some books that weren't listed anywhere in our catalog. Stranger still, just as he went to reach out for them, the books vanished into thin air. And then a while later, while he was browsing through other shelves, there they were again.
Seriously?
Ghost books.
That particular knight knows this library inside and out. I'd be very surprised if he was seeing things. Something tells me these might just be the magical books you're after.
It's very
According to the
possible.
report, there are 3 of these books in total. I'll be relying on you to track them down,
Huh?
Cuties.
हाँ थोड़े हाँ. Okay, before I do that, I want to go do a bit of my stuff. My razor is. I need 10 more levels on my razor, man. Yikes. I can do these 2 at least. That's lucky. Do I want to do official first or do I want to? Okay, let me go.
Definitely one of
You
the
guys watch this
strongest
video.
carries
I'm
in the
gonna
game
be back
period,
in a few minutes.
But he's just not versatile. His team building is fairly straightforward, so there's not that much to say about it. But that doesn't mean it's bad. Next, let's talk about the other teams that use Durin as the main source of damage, but that don't use Dark Mode. Let's talk about on-field Durin for Overload. We've already talked about Bennett C6 being useful for carry Durin. It's still the case even when you're not playing Vape. So if you're playing an Overload team, on-fielding Durin if you have Bennett is still pretty good. If you're doing something with Durin and Fischl, you could just have a carry with plus Chevalers. Like a carry that's either Pyro or Electro, then Fischl, Chevalers, Durin. That's something you can do. No problem there. But keep in mind, Fischl snapshots, which means if instead of a carry as your last slot in that core, you were to use Bennett, you could get the Bennett buff snapshot on Fischl and get the Bennett buff on Durin because you're on fielding him, and effectively have the Bennett buff apply to the whole team. As it turns out, that's pretty good. His numbers are good, his charge attack is good, Fischl is getting a buff and is very good in Overload teams, and that's enough to make Durin either second or third best Overload carry, depending on whether you want to count Overload Mawika with all the CDC cancels as an Overload carry. Personally, I don't really like counting her as an Overload carry because it's just not better than